What's up, guys? So I want to do a follow-up video on the torture testing live event that Deanir and I did last night. It was so much fun, man. I had a blast. We're going to do it again with another knife. So any suggestions of the next knife we should torture, let us know in the comments. Also, let us know what you think of the live event, things we could improve on, just overall what you thought of it. Just let me know. So I want to do an update on the knife, how it did. So Deanir's knife, he had the dagger blade shape. Hammered it through the 2x4, and it survived. Deployed fine. Well, first I should say both knives failed to deploy after dunking it in the oil, which is kind of surprising because all I did was dunk it in about that much, deployed it, and pulled it out. That's it. It was only in there for like 1 second, maybe 2 seconds. Apparently that was enough time for enough oil to get inside here that it wouldn't deploy. So it didn't break. I could, pull out the blade and it would still lock in the open position and everything. It was clogged up in there with the oil. So that was the failure of the knives, but we decided to continue with the testing just for fun. Deanir hammered his through the 2x4. It did fine. Didn't break. Pulled it out. Deployed just fine. So I hammered mine through the 2x4. It went through fine. The lock didn't fail. But when I pulled it back out, it wouldn't deploy. The switch was very hard to pull back. Something had jammed in there. Something had gotten bound up in there. So I took it apart, cleaned it out, and put it back together. Still not really working. The switch feels fine though now. So I'm thinking, see, it does retract. And if I point it down, it does fire and lock out. So it feels like maybe there's still some oil in there. See, if I do this, it's fine. Just surprising. Very, very surprising. So I'm going to take this apart, clean it out a little bit better. Maybe get some degreaser in there, get a lot of that oil out, and see if I can put it back together and have it fire like it used to. I am shocked at how well these held up. I mean, if you didn't watch the live, we did everything to these. We batoned with them. We, like I said, hammered them literally like a nail through a 2x4 until the tip poked out the other side, then wrenched it out. We cut wire, we sliced all kinds of strap, rope, a bunch of stuff. You can go back and watch it if you want. No chipping on the edge whatsoever. There is a slight roll right there. I can feel it kind of catch my fingernail a little bit, but that is it. 0 visible marks. The blade didn't scratch. That's a mark from the spring, I think. No, I mean, it blew me away. It really blew me away. Also, the edge stayed relatively sharp after all that. In fact, I haven't stropped it or anything since the testing. I haven't done nothing to it. Let's just see. That's insane, dude. They seem to have done a very good job with this, with not only the heat treatment of this D2. This is D2, but they've also done a very good job at the overall construction of this knife. It batoned, nothing crazy. It was just some 1 inch board, but still, I mean, when I did that with the Lightning OTF, I literally hit it twice and it just blew apart. The blade popped, the switch cracked, everything cracked. It was destroyed. So, very, very impressive. I think this is an extremely quality knife for $100. Very, very quality. I mean, really, the only issues I have with it is the switch is a little bit tall. So you kind of have to grip it behind that switch. You can't really grip it up here because you can, but it kind of pokes your hand. That switch is kind of right there. The clip, I'm not a huge fan of the looks of it. However, it functions perfectly fine. And that's really it. That's really the only complaints I have. The sharpening choil is but most OTFs don't have. I've never seen an OTF with a good sharpening choil, so whatever. We have our typical blade play that you see in an OTF. A little bit more up and down this way than usual. A little less side to side than usual though. So there you go. The switch is completely solid. There's no rattle in this switch in either open or closed positions, which I have never seen on an OTF before, ever. So man, if you're looking for an OTF and don't want to spend as much as you would for a Microtech or even an Axial Gear or a Guardian Tactical, $100, extremely tough OTF, great D2. It's at least from my testing, it seems to be very, very good. It's a broader blade than a lot of OTFs. It slices well. Thin behind the edge. It's a great looking OTF. You can get the dagger or the drop point, or I think a Tonto as well. Really a great buy, and I could say with confidence after all the testing I've done. I also did a full separate cut test video with this, and then last night the torture testing. I can say with confidence this is a great purchase. I'll put a link to it down below. That'll take you to Blade Ops where you can pick it up. $99. It's really a steal. So I'm gonna take this and take it apart, clean it out, and then I'll bring you guys back and let you know what I find in there. See if I can get it firing a little bit better. All right, so I took it apart, cleaned it out with degreaser. There was still a lot of oil, vegetable oil left in there. Cleaned it out with degreaser, blew it out with compressed air, wiped everything down. One of the springs on the gate whizzed out. I lost it for a while, had to find it again, got it back in, put it back together. Holy shit. What the hell, dude? This is the toughest $100 OTF in existence. I mean, I can't say that for sure, but holy shit, man. I mean, compared to a Lightning OTF, this is Fort Knox. Is that a good comparison? I don't know. But dude, this thing is extremely tough. I mean, if you didn't watch the video, we literally hammered it through a 2x4 like a nail. We batoned, we did everything. We did things that you would never do with your OTF anyways, so this thing is very tough. For day-to-day use, this is perfectly good. D2 holds up really nicely. I'm going to put a nice new edge on this and carry and use it. I'm so happy it didn't break because I really wanted to carry and use this knife. I told myself if it did break on the testing, I would probably buy a new one to have it because I really like this knife. As long as it didn't fail at like some really easy test. But I told myself if it failed hammering it through the 2x4, I would buy another one because that's almost an unreasonable test for an OTF, right? I know that it's been done on Microtechs before, and without fail. The Microtechs were perfectly fine. So this is Microtech level tough, because we did the same exact test they did. So great news. Highly recommend it. I'm so happy that I didn't break my knife. And yeah, I'll put a link to it down below. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like the video before you head out. See you in the next one. Later.